So a lot of guys, even when I train right now, they come to my gym and I make them spend time, repetitious time like I did on technique. They don't like it. They just want to beat bags, beat hand mitts, spar. Well, how can you do all this if you don't know the real technique that it takes to do it? So that's what's happening. We missing all that because soon you come to the gym, first thing you want to do is hit something. In our day, it wasn't like that. You knew what kind of fighter you were. You knew how to jab. You knew how to throw a right hand. You knew how to throw every punch. You knew how to counter every punch. You knew how to defend every punch. You knew boxing from here. Gotta rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10. Because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get. And that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. Yeah. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class.
Today I get some rounds with the GOAT. One of the GOATs. You know what I mean? 2 GOATs. Iron sharpened iron.
After training with the legendary Roy Jones Jr., it's evident that Terence Crawford is aiming to elevate his game to the level of the all-time greats as he prepares for his bout with Canelo Alvarez. My biggest edge in boxing is that I'm always learning, Crawford shared before the session began. And today, I'm learning from one of the greatest ever, Roy Jones. Key piece of advice for Crawford focused on his physical conditions, physically, encouraging him to gain as much weight as possible in preparation.
How do you think Terence Crawford to handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. You get to the weight limit. Because there is a weight limit, get to the weight.
Having recently connected with legends like Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather, Terence Crawford has now brought another all-time great into his training camp, Roy Jones Jr. Widely regarded as one of the best to ever do it, bringing Roy Jones in isn't just about physical training. It's about gaining insight and wisdom from a former heavyweight champion who, like Crawford, successfully navigated multiple weight divisions throughout his career.
Weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times.
Roy Jones Jr. captured a world title in the 168-pound super middleweight division, the same weight class where Terence Crawford is set to face Canelo Alvarez. In addition to that, Jones also claimed championships in the middleweight, light heavyweight, and even heavyweight divisions. For someone like Crawford, who's preparing to jump up 14 pounds from super welterweight to super middleweight, there's no better mentor than a fighter who's already mastered the art of moving through multiple weight classes with success.
Bud, Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that went up in weight class.
Beyond just sharing advice, Terence Crawford and Roy Jones Jr. stepped into the ring together for several solid rounds of sparring. Their training didn't stop there. They also hit the treadmill, went swimming, and focused on building strength and endurance through a series of conditioning workouts.
Really, because that's why I beat James Hunt. James Hunt was one of the best fighters of all time. One of the best defensive fighters.
James said that was...
But he ain't moving his feet. So because I got the full feet part of me, when he come at me, I'm moving my feet. I'm changing my whole location. When I come at him, he doing this. My hands too fast. I'm gonna find that.
Yeah.
You only gonna do that 1-2 times. I'm gonna find that. Cause my hands too quick. So people get the wrong misconception that defense is this. No. Defense sticks. The wherever your back foot is, that's your defense. So your rhythm.
Roy Jones Jr.'s physical strength left a strong impression on both Terence Crawford and others in the gym, especially considering he hasn't stepped into the ring since his exhibition match with Mike Tyson 5 years ago. Despite the time away from competitive boxing, his presence was undeniable. After training with Crawford, Roy had nothing but praise for Bud, even hinting that some fighters might be avoiding him, saying they don't want any part of Bud, but that's just me. Still, Roy remains openly concerned about Crawford's jump in weight. Having been one of the most dominant and versatile fighters of his generation, Jones continues to stay involved in the sport by guiding and mentoring the next wave of stars. Among them, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are widely regarded as two of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. The potential clash between these two champions has sparked massive interest, capturing the attention of boxing fans across the globe.
Racism is promotion.
Right, he don't want no part of Bud. What that mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of Bud, what are your thoughts on?
However, the weight gap between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez remains a major obstacle for the American fighter. Before linking up with Crawford for training, Roy Jones Jr. spoke with Mill City Boxing about the potential showdown. While he had high praise for Crawford's skill and talent, the legendary champion admitted he'd give the edge to Canelo if the two were to meet in the ring.
That's realistic. It makes sense. And less life risking on top of the risk that we risk stepping in there with guys our weight. And now you want me to do something. Canelo's not coming down to 60.
No. It's Crawford who wants it. He wants the chance to prove he's the best.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
And and again, that's one of what's happening on a shakeup.
I like Terence, but I'm leaning toward Canelo early on because of his size, Roy Jones Jr. admitted. But if he lets Terence get into a rhythm, Crawford's going to be a serious problem. If Terence can handle the size difference, he can win. Jones highlighted Canelo's punching power as a potential game changer. That's what I'm saying, we don't really know until Terence takes a shot like that. We've never seen him take that kind of power before, he explained. He went on to say, that's the key. If you can shake up Bud's game plan, you've got a shot at beating him. But if you can't hurt him, and he sticks to his plan, then you've got a big problem. This breakdown emphasizes the challenge ahead for Crawford, neutralizing Canelo's power to stay in control of the fight.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him, prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why?
If Crawford can rely on his superior technical skills and manage to avoid Canelo's powerful punches, he might just pull off one of the sport's most memorable upsets, though a matchup between Crawford and Canelo is still a fantasy bout for many fans. Canelo is currently focused on his next challenge. One name being floated as a potential opponent is International Boxing Federation interim champion, William Skull. Interestingly, Roy Jones Jr., a Hall of Fame fighter who now works as a promoter, trainer, and respected boxing analyst, had previously discussed scenarios where both Terence Crawford and David Benavidez could potentially defeat Alvarez. However, more recently, he's shifted his stance, favoring Canelo in a head-to-head against Crawford due to the size and power disparity.
Yes, but not right now. I want to see him. I want to see Crawford come up with some weight classes and show he can be dominant at 54. You understand me?
That fight was done, Crawford and
Crawford won a pound better fight to fight. I mean, it'll be tough. But right now, that's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. We got to see how Crawford carries the weight.
What about Jamal? Based on what you saw from Canelo, how does he match?
Roy Jones Jr. started by discussing David Benavidez, saying, it's a tough fight too. Predict because Benavidez throws a high volume of punches. But sometimes power can change the whole dynamic. He explained in an interview with BoxingScene.com. The question is Canelo willing to take that kind of risk? Right now, I don't think he is. I don't believe he feels the need to, Jones added. If he can't hurt Benavidez within the first 3 or 4 rounds, I don't see him winning that fight. Benavidez, a 2-time 168-pound title holder, has been pushing hard for a chance to face Alvarez over the past couple of years.
He showed, he fought the proper fight for the proper opponent. When you fight a guy coming up 2 weight classes, you're supposed to bully him. If he'd have fought Floyd Mayweather that way back in the day, we'd have saw a much better fight. But he didn't. But he's learned now, and that shows you that he's improved and he understands boxing more now because he bullied the smaller gap, which is what you're supposed to do. What you say?
What about Crawford, boy?
Crawford.
Once hailed as the top welterweight in the sport, Terence Crawford is willing to move up to weight divisions for the chance to face the Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez. Alvarez, on the other hand, has downplayed how much a victory over Crawford would add to his legacy, despite many experts believing Crawford has a genuine shot at pulling off the upset. If anyone can do it, it's Crawford. You just can't count him out, Roy Jones Jr. remarked. I've always been the type of fighter who, if someone claimed they were better than me and I could get close to their weight, I was ready to go. When I won the heavyweight title against John Ruiz in 2003, I was giving up 33 pounds. Didn't matter, I wanted to prove I was pound for pound the best, and to accomplish something historic that hadn't been done before.
You know, it's a hard one to call, and I'm going to tell you why it's a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. If Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man and he can box and outbox Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove the world that he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo comes to.
That's likely how Bud feels right now. He wants to achieve something historic to cement his place in boxing history. Who wouldn't be excited to see the pound-for-pound best from the past take on the pound-for-pound best of today? It's the kind of mega fight fans dream about. If Crawford adds the necessary muscle and weight, how could anyone doubt him? One thing is certain. He's not going to step into the ring just to collect a paycheck. He's going to fight to win. Because that's who Bud is. If he can carry the extra weight well, it promises to be a great fight. He has the technical skills of a boxer like Floyd Mayweather.
Ow.
But he can also trade punches, effectively landing hits while avoiding damage. If Crawford can absorb the power at that weight, he stands a very good chance of coming out on top.
Bud, Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that went up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. If he get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight.
Jones, who experienced weight fluctuations during the latter part of his career as a 4-division champion, believes Alvarez should focus on continuing his career at super middleweight. I definitely think it's best for Alvarez to stay at 168, Jones said. I never really understood why he moved up to 175 to fight Dmitry Bivol. He had already beaten Sergey Kovalev, who was nearing the end of his career. Bivol was in his prime there, two completely different fighters. Alvarez got the better of the right opponent at the right time, Jones added. He should go back down and dominate his natural division instead of chasing another title elsewhere. Because lightning doesn't strike twice.
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision as opposed to...
Despite many experts doubting Terence Crawford's chances due to the weight difference, former 2-weight world champion and analyst Tim Bradley disagrees. After studying both fighters, Bradley predicts a decisive victory for Crawford, noting that Canelo Alvarez hasn't scored a knockout since 2021.
Fight, would you agree with that?
I don't know. He was boxing well, and then he just stopped doing what he was doing earlier. I don't know. I can't call it.
Do you think Canelo slipped as a fighter?
No, I don't. I just think that, William was doing a good job neutralizing Canelo power punches. He was just...
Although talks of a fight between Crawford and Canelo have been ongoing since late 2024, nothing has yet been finalized. Fans remain excited about the potential matchup, which would see the smart, powerful switch hitter, Crawford, face off against Canelo. a durable pressure fighter known for his heavy punches and exceptional counterpunching defense.
It's a dangerous fight, man. That's an extremely dangerous fight, dude. And Canelo lands one bomb, bro, on Crawford. It might not be good. It might not be good.
Timothy Bradley believes Canelo's power has diminished enough that it won't pose a major threat to Crawford, even if Crawford moves up to weight classes for their potential fight. Addressing concerns about the weight difference, Bradley pointed out on his YouTube channel that Canelo hasn't knocked anyone out recently and compared it to Alexander Usyk defeating Tyson Fury despite a significant weight gap.
He just told me Crawford beats Canelo.
Hey, Crawford beats anybody he steps in the ring with. Anybody. He don't go. No one beats. No one beats Terence Crawford.
And his athleticism and defense to get out of the way. He should be able to beat Canelo, man. Slow plodding forward. Good job.
Canelo and Crawford share the same height. And while Canelo isn't a natural 168-pounder, he is undeniably a great fighter. However, Crawford is equally impressive. The best fighters know how to adapt and figure things out. Although Canelo's last knockout victory was against Caleb Plant in November 2021 at the MGM Grand, he has defeated several top-tier opponents, like Gennady Golovkin, John Ryder, Jermell Charlo, Jaime Munguia, Edgar Berlanga. Timothy Bradley even shared that after waking up early one morning, he felt compelled to study both fighters and concluded that Crawford is poised to dominate Canelo. A victory for Crawford would be a remarkable accomplishment, adding to his already outstanding resume, which includes becoming undisputed champion at both super lightweight and welterweight divisions.
Got good quickness, throws a lot of hooks. Crawford just get away from all of those, get underneath him, bro. He should be able to beat Canelo, man. I'm telling y'all.
I'm skeptical about the fight. I will back Crawford because, again, I think that he's special, and he's a friend of mine. But that's a dangerous fight, man. That's an extremely dangerous fight, dude. And Canelo lands one bomb.
Tim Bradley didn't hold back this week, taking to his YouTube channel to challenge Canelo Alvarez directly. He urged the unified super middleweight champion to stop avoiding Terence Crawford and give fans the fight they've been eagerly waiting for. According to Bradley, Canelo owes it to boxing fans to make this matchup happen, especially after reportedly dodging a fight with David Benavidez. He dismissed concerns about Canelo's size and power advantage, reminding viewers that Canelo began his career at 147 pounds and is the same height as Crawford.
I'm letting y'all know right now, he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez. Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney. You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro. Where'd you start? You started in Mexico.
You're out there in Mexico, and it seems like you don't care what people think about you avoiding that fight, Bradley said. Make the fight with Crawford. That's the one everyone wants to see. It'll give Crawford the chance to prove his greatness to you and the world. Bradley's call is bold, but there's no denying the hype this fight would generate. Canelo, boasting a record of 62 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, is boxing's biggest star, while the undefeated Crawford, 41-0, is widely regarded as one of the sport's most skilled fighters. However, things get complicated. Crawford's most recent performance against Israel Madramov wasn't exactly convincing. Although he secured the win, it wasn't dominant. He absorbed too many heavy shots and didn't appear as sharp as usual. For Canelo, there's little motivation to take the fight right now. He's already proven himself against larger, stronger opponents, and Crawford hasn't yet fully earned his shot at 168 pounds.
Go back, get one of those guys out of there, man. Go back, start there. That's where you start. Go back to your roots, bro. Get some of that humble pie, bro. Go back, start where you started. Start where you started at. And bro, I'm telling you, you go back where you started, you're gonna come back up on top.
Critics argue that if Crawford truly wants the fight with Canelo, he should first prove himself against top contenders like David Benavidez or Artur Beterbiev to show he can compete with the bigger fighters. Fans remain divided. On one side, the skill versus power matchup between 2 generational talents is thrilling. On the other, Crawford's age 37 and limited experience at higher weight classes make the fight seem uneven. Ultimately, Canelo doesn't need this fight. His legacy is already secure, and he has many other options. For Crawford, taking the tougher path to earn the shot might be necessary. Tim Bradley can keep pushing, but for now, the bout feels more like a dream than an imminent reality. Crawford has accomplished a lot, but a win over Canelo would be his biggest achievement yet. Super middleweight champion has only lost twice, once to Dimitri Bivol and once to Floyd Mayweather. Interestingly, analyst McIntyre said he would study the Bivol fight closely if Crawford and Canelo face off. Bivol made him move his feet, McIntyre noted on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel. If this fight happens, that's the one I'd rewatch.
Everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terence go get in there and do what he needs to do.
Some critics believe that before challenging Canelo, Crawford should first face top contenders like David Benavidez or Artur Beterbiev to prove he can compete at the higher weight class. While many fans are excited about a clash between these two elite fighters, others feel Crawford's age and limited experience against bigger opponents make the matchup uneven. Canelo, having already secured his legacy, has little incentive to take the fight now, whereas Crawford may need to take a tougher route to earn his shot. Although Crawford has achieved great success, defeating Canelo would mark the pinnacle of his career. Analysts also note that Crawford would benefit from studying Canelo's loss to Dimitri Bivol, especially since Bivol's movement gave Canelo problems, a key factor if the fight ever happens.
We just talking about him. Who's the most skilled fighter today? Bud?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my favorite.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But somebody that, like, I could bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him,
I want to see Canelo face either Terence Crawford or David Benavidez. He has two choices: fight someone in his own weight class or try to take on the smaller opponent, Terence Crawford.
Like, in our mentality, like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man.
When it comes to a potential showdown between Crawford and Canelo, my money's on the fighter who recently competed 3 weight classes below. Right now, I'm not betting against Terence Crawford no matter the opponent. That's all for today. For the latest updates, highlights, and insights from the world of boxing, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on quality content like this.